Good morning. Welcome to the Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting for Tuesday, November 19th. I'm your chair, Sean Flowerday. With me is Vice Chair Rick Vest and Commissioners Matt Schulte, Roma Amundsen, and Christy Yoakum. Please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Clerk, please begin.
A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located at the wall at the rear of the hearing room. All written materials to be discussed at today's meeting can be viewed at the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Printing options are available upon request. Brings us to item 1, minutes. Approval of the minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting held on November 12th, 2024.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundsen,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yoakum,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 2 is claims. Approval of the claims processed through November 15th, 2024. And I'll note there's an amendment for payroll.
I would move approval of the claims processed through November 15th and add the payroll disbursements processed through November 13th, 2024.
Move. Second that.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Yoakum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundsen,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 3, consent items. These are routine business items that are expected to be adopted without dissent. Any individual item may be removed for special discussion and consideration by a commissioner or by any member of the public without prior notice. Unless there is an exception, these items will be approved as one single vote of the Board of Commissioners. These items are the approval of A, amendments to the following county contracts. C-24-0753 with Thiel Geotech Incorporated for on-call materials testing services for the county engineer. C-19-0091 and C-23-0948 with Interconnect Incorporated for a company name change from Interconnect Incorporated, DME as Interconnects. C-21-0750 with Language Line Services Incorporated, doing business as Language Line Solutions Incorporated for on-demand remote interpreting. B, change order 1 to county contract C-24-0362 with Constructors Incorporated due to steel piling adjustments. C, change order 1 to county contract C-24-0833 with MTZ Construction LLC for construction of the DMV Election Commissioner parking lot. D, grant contracts with the following: the Willard Community Center for Child Care Assistance Program in the amount of $100,000, the Northeast Family Center for the Child Care Assistance Program in the amount of $20,500, and Voices of Hope Lincoln Incorporated for the Child Care Assistance Program in the amount of $8,500.
Move approval of the consent items.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yoakum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundsen,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries. Brings us to item 4, new business. Item 4A, proclaiming November 19th, 2024 as Brian Pillard Day.
Brian, would you please come forward? And Mr. Clerk, would you please read the proclamation?
Of course. Proclamation before the Board of Commissioners of the County of Lancaster, Nebraska, in the matter of proclaiming November 19th, 2024 as Brian Pillard Day in the County of Lancaster, Nebraska. Whereas Brian Pillard has served as Lancaster County with unparalleled dedication for 31 years and has been instrumental in establishing and shaping the records and information management since assuming his role as records coordinator on March 1st, 1993. And whereas Brian's commitment to serve as excellence has ensured that the records of Lancaster County remain accessible, organized, and secure, creating a legacy of transparency and integrity that will benefit our community for years to come. And whereas throughout his tenure, Brian has closely collaborated with Lancaster County's many agencies, always providing remarkable service to the internal customers who depend on RIM to reliably assist with record storage and retrieval, scanning, and mail delivery. And whereas Brian has forged essential external partnerships with the agencies of the City of Lincoln, the state of Nebraska, and surrounding counties, and championing job opportunities through the Community Supports Network, with many dedicated, long-tenured contract workers supporting RIM team success. And whereas Brian's leadership will be missed by his colleagues, yet we wish him all the best as he enjoys retirement with his family and friends. Now, therefore, we, the Board of Commissioners of the Board of County Commissioners of the County of Lancaster, Nebraska, do hereby proclaim November 19th, 2024 as Brian Pillard Day in the County of Lancaster, Nebraska, in recognition of his exceptional career with and dedicated service to Lancaster County and the indelible impact he has made in our community. In witness thereof, we have hereunto signed November 19th, 2024 by the Board of County Commissioners of the County of Lancaster, Nebraska.
I would move approval of the motion.
Second that.
We have a motion and a second to name November 19th, 2024 as Brian Pillard Day. Is there any discussion?
Probably a lot, more than Brian wants, but
Certainly more than he wants.
you're stuck with this. We were really nervous about getting you over here, Brian. We didn't know if we'd have to send a sheriff or what it was going to take to get you to come over and receive our appreciation and gratitude. But the simple reality is, for all these years, you've served so faithfully and so consistently that you drew almost no attention to yourself and your department. And as commissioners, we can't express how much that means when we just know things are going to be taken care of in the very best and most serving way to the taxpayers of Lancaster County. You've done that faithfully. It's our privilege to honor you today and award you this small token of our appreciation. So thank you so much.
You've really done exceptional service for our community. You've been one of the stalwarts of the county as long as I've been here for the last 6 years, and I know that's just a tiny little portion of your total service to our community in this county. Thank you.
Well, I've been here for 12 years, and I tell you what, over those 12 years, I've seen you work quietly and efficiently, and you brought the records management department up to you started at the inception, and it is a wonderfully functioning department. Thank you.
Dare I say, all the work that we do at the county and that our county employees do is important, but truly modernizing our record keeping and keeping that will affect our community for decades to come, and keep us all in order, and really appreciate the work that you've done.
Hard to imagine the literally hundreds of thousands and millions of documents that you've handled over the last few years. I mean, looking at the records management report we get, you guys are scanning 120,000 documents a month. It's pretty amazing to think about the impact that has, and so thanks for keeping us organized.
And I think maybe even the greatest compliment before we turn over to Brian is that the foundation you're leaving behind is excellent. Sometimes there are a lot of things that need addressing or cleaning up. Certainly we'll look forward to more modernization, but you have left a foundation that is just stellar, and that's a tremendous compliment, Brian. So, do you have folks here today or words?
My brother and sister-in-law are here for support. I thank them for being here. I wanted to thank you for this honor. They say things that are rare are very valuable, and this is rare. I don't see the county board doing this often, and it's very valuable to me. Might not be valuable to many other people, but it is legitimately, sincerely valuable to me to be recognized like this. And also want to recognize that it's the county board's vision back in 1993 to start the program that's needed. So that was valuable. And I remember what Commissioner Kathy Campbell said at the first staff meeting that I was introduced. She said, "Go until we say no." So that's what I.
And you did.
That's what I remember as good advice. And also appreciation and thank you and acknowledgement to all the county and city departments that it takes to have a collaboration with and cooperation with and openness to having our department provide services to them where they wouldn't necessarily have had to otherwise. So it takes the right type of attitude and cooperation there. And it also takes the right type of employees in our department, which I appreciate very much. We have a 20-year employee and a 15-year employee that contribute so much to our success to provide those services to other departments. So thank you.
Thank you again, Brian.
Yeah.
I imagine now I'll be seeing more of Brian on the pickleball courts. There'll have more opportunities for defeat on my side, but anyway, all the best.
Thank you very much. Mr. Clerk?
I believe we have a vote.
Oh, that's right, absolutely. We have a motion. That was the
So it's
discussion.
not
We have the
official
motion,
yet.
we have the second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries. Brings us to 4B, resolution in the matter of authorizing the installation of traffic control devices on West Branched Oak Road in Lancaster County.
Jonathan Wolf, Lancaster County Engineer. We've just been coordinating with Nebraska Game and Parks at the entrance to Branched Oak Lake here. We had some signage that wasn't up to standard, and this will just bring it up to standard.
Yep. This always drives me nuts because I always think that we should, that no one on this board knows where traffic control devices should or shouldn't go. I always just think the engineer's office should be empowered to just do this by itself, and we always just have to approve it, and I feel like I always make this comment then at the same time, so, yes.
I will move that we approve this resolution.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries. 4C, a resolution in the matter of authorizing removal of traffic control devices on West Branched Oak Road in Lancaster County.
Yep, same deal. It's just to remove the existing and put in our new ones.
What if we didn't do this part? Now we've,
know.
now,
Feels
now,
like-
we, now we've told you you have to install the new ones, but we don't actually take the old ones out. What if we-
I'm going to move approval.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. If there's any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
4D, resolution in the matter directing the county engineer to conduct a study and the planning department to write a report regarding the vacation of a portion of public road right-of-way located between South 91st Street and Nebraska Parkway. More particularly described is Exhibit A in Lancaster County, Nebraska.
Good morning, John Barry, Lancaster County Engineering. This is the resolution authorizing us to do the study on some property that the county owns in the northwest part of Cheney. It is something that is within the 1 mile of the city of Lincoln. It's in the 3 mile, and they'll have to also go through their process. So this is the first step in our process authorizing the study. It's something that's been going on, as you're aware, for the last few years, and we're getting closer to getting this thing done. So
Yeah, a lot of moving parts in this, and I think they've been trying to reach resolution with the city since the population was about 150,000. But we do want to take this step, John, to explore. It doesn't commit us to any course of action, but it'll explore the options that are available to us and give us more information as we go forward in dealing with all the parties involved.
Correct. You still have to have a hearing, go through the normal process of this.
I move approval.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries. 4E, a contract with Cargo Group Incorporated, doing business as E-Verifile, and the County Engineer's Office for rail safety training on Union Pacific Railroad right-of-way. The cost of the county is $32.
Move approval.
Yeah, I second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries. 4F, an agreement with Felsberg, Holt, and Olvig to complete a housing and urban development environmental assessment that is required for the Economic Development Initiative Community Project on Fletcher Avenue, 84th Street to 148th Street in Lincoln. The cost of the county shall not exceed $30,720.
John Lou, Lancaster Engineering again. We're moving forward with federal transportation funds through NDOT and with the grants through housing and urban developments. They have some different requirements for their environmental process, so this just allows us to work with our same environmental consultants to complete their process concurrently.
And the outcome of this study will be, what will be the understanding we'll gain through this study?
This is just the environmental impact study that will tell us what level of action is needed for us to complete the project. It's something that we always go through with our federal transportation projects, usually when we're using state transportation funds, whether it's highway safety funds or the STBG. We go through NDOT's NEPA process. HUD has some just different processes. There's a lot of overlap. They have some higher and different requirements and some different ways we need to submit and show the information, and possibly some different mitigation measures dependent on what they find. But that's all that this would be. It's kind of the same thing we're always doing, but now we need to do it twice.
That's a great answer, and I appreciate it. What drew my attention here is the Economic Development Initiative, which would be a big part of the improvements we'd make on Fletcher. It's not just a road being improved, it's also economic development, which our board supported consistently. I'd move approval.
Second.
A motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries. 4G, an agreement with E&A Consulting Group Incorporated to perform professional engineering services as required for the placement of County Bridge X84. The cost of the county shall not exceed $215,317.50.
It's just a design contracts to get X84 designed for replacement.
I move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries. 4H, recommendation for the purchasing agent on behalf of the county engineer to award a contract to Lobato Construction LLC for the replacement of County Bridge S059 in the amount of $717,925.65.
Lobato was the low bid. They came in about $294,000 under our engineer's estimate, so we're recommending award to them.
Very good.
Move approval.
Just tell me out, which bridge is this? I mean, S059, but
Yeah, you can see here on the,
there it is.
Yep.
Sorry.
There's a dot.
Yep. Okay.
I'm going to second, and I give all the credit for the reduced cost to Roma Amundsen.
We have a motion and a couple of seconds, and any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries. For I, an agreement with Interspace Studios Limited to evaluate a potential addition and improvements to the existing county extension office at 444 Cherry Creek Road, Lincoln. The cost of the county shall not exceed $7,500.
Good morning, Commissioners. Karen Peterson, Director of Facilities and Property. This is basically a professional service agreement to study and update the needs for the extension office. And the Exhibit A has the deliverables, and he has highlighted three things. One, potentially adding that 1,000 to 1,500 square feet to the building, add potentially a lower level storm shelter, and then an additional upgrade to two of the staff bathrooms. You may recall that this is part of the Lancaster County Facility Study that was commissioned and completed a few years ago. The plan is to kind of provide an a la carte menu for you to take a look at. It only made sense to include all of the concerns or all of the wants of the extension office, but we'll break it down in costs for specific items.
These have been needs and wants for quite some time.
That is correct.
It's been a long time.
I would move approval.
I'll second that.
Just want to clarify real quick, because there's been other talks of other improvements on Cherry Creek. This is just for the county extension
You're
office,
correct.
right? Okay.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries. For J, a contract with Kubert Appraisal Group for the appraisal of land near South 91st Street and Nebraska Parkway, the amount of $3,250.
I move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries. For K, recommendation from the purchasing agent on behalf of the county sheriff to award and execute a purchase order to Gene Steffi Chrysler Center Incorporated for one Chrysler Pacifica in the amount of $43,150.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries. For L, a recommendation from the purchasing agent on behalf of the county sheriff to award and execute a purchase order to Anderson Ford Auto Group for two Ford Edge SUVs in the total amount of $69,758.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 4K. No, sorry. Item 4M. Recommendation from the purchasing agent on behalf of the county sheriff to award and execute a purchase order to Anderson Ford Auto Group for 6 Ford Police Interceptors in the amount of $264,900.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries. 4N, an agreement with Wellbeing Initiative Incorporated for the provision of a recovery community navigator who will provide one-on-one peer support to host recovery group sessions with inmates at the county jail. The cost of the county is not to exceed $36,000 per year.
I move approval.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries. Brings us to item 5, public comment. Members of the public wishing to speak in items related to county business not on the agenda may do so at this time. Each member is limited to one appearance of up to 5 minutes, and that time may not be reserved, transferred, or otherwise assigned to other speakers. These time limits may be extended or reasonably decreased at the discretion of the chair.
This time, the letter goes to Sheriff Wagner, with County Attorney Condon and Governor Pillen copied in. Sheriff Wagner, Lancaster County Election Commissioner Todd Wiltgen recently went on record as saying that law enforcement should be notified when an election crime has been committed. Hence the reason for this letter. I submitted the apparent crimes below to Wiltgen in early September. He offered a flippant reply. Please review and revise. Please keep in mind that Wiltgen is required by Nebraska Revised Statute 32-214 to enforce the Election Act, which is to say he is responsible for verifying the legitimacy of all voters, all ballots, and all vote counts. The reason for which he has a large staff. The crimes are as follows. This is all public record. Allison Ray Alber, born in 1989, voter ID 3281911. Previously lived at 7620 South 34th Street here in Lincoln. According to USPS records, Alber authorized a permanent change of her residential address to 8702 East 87th Place, Tulsa, Oklahoma, 74133. That was dated 1/1 of 2023. Alber's new address was documented in the Lancaster County rolls at the time I contacted Wiltgen in early September. And her Lancaster County voter status was still listed as active well over a year and a half after her out-of-state change of address. She was not coded for military. Wiltgen's office either wrongfully sent Alber a ballot for the April and May elections of 2023 and the recent May election of 2024, and she wrongfully voted those ballots per the voting history, her voting history in her Lancaster County voter roll record, or someone wrongfully voted those ballots in her name. Either way. Either way, a crime was committed, and either way, a qualified Lancaster County voter was disenfranchised. That is to say, had his or her votes stolen or negated. Why? Because Wiltgen lacks the due diligence required to fulfill the responsibilities of his county office. Alber is one of many examples. Wiltgen recently went on record saying he just assumes every ballot is correctly cast. Correctly and honestly cast. Elections are a very serious matter, which makes election integrity a very serious matter. There are huge incentives to cheat, and our unsecured, centralized, and computerized election processes make the opportunity to cheat near child's play for any serious bad actor. Please advise. Robert J. Bohr.
Any other members of the public wishing to speak?
Good morning. You know, just, it kind of bothers me that we can say that voting is okay, that it's accurate the way it's counted. I'm not too sure how those votes can actually be certified when there's so many issues that are going on. That's going to be very interesting to see what happens with that. I've got a little bit from the Secretary of State's website. It's under the section of Nebraska election security. And in there's one paragraph that really kind of stands out to me. It says, threats to election security are real and are likely to be ongoing concern. In the aftermath of the 2016 presidential election, federal authorities revealed that 21 states had been targeted as bad actors, presumably originating from Russia. Nebraska was not among the states. How do we know that Nebraska is not part of that process too? And is Russia really the culprit in these things? Or do we have internal things going on within our own organization? What's really going on? I think we really need to take a very serious look. I'm surprised we have not gotten any information as far as the data related to the elections. We need to get information to find out, you know, how accurate is this? What's really going on behind the scenes? We assume the machines count correctly, and sure, you can do a recount and put them back through the machines, and you should get the same result. But is that accurate? Are those ballots actually accurate? Are those the valid ones that should be voting? Are they U.S. citizens? So what's really going on? Thank you.
Any other members of the public wishing to speak? No other members of the public wishing to speak? Okay. Go ahead and move on to announcements, Mr. Clerk.
Item 6, announcements. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold a staff meeting on Thursday, November 21st, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. in room 112 of the County City Building. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold its next regular meeting on Tuesday, November 26, 2024 at 9 a.m. room 112 of the County City Building. County Commissioners can be reached at 402-441-7447 or commish@lancaster.ne.gov. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting is also broadcast live on LNK TV. LNK TV is available on Allo Channel 2 and Spectrum Channel 1300. For the rebroadcast schedule, visit lincoln.ne.gov. Meetings are also streamed live on YouTube and Facebook. LNK TV apps are available on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. Item 7 is adjournment.
Move we adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Please call the roll.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay. We will now begin the Lancaster County Board of Equalization meeting for Tuesday, November 19th.
Copy.
Bless you.
Thank you. Pardon me. Copy of Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located at the wall of the rear of the hearing room. All written materials to be discussed at today's open meeting can be viewed at the county's website at lancaster.nd.gov. Printing options are available upon request. Item 1 is the minutes, approval of the minutes of the Board of Equalization meeting held on Tuesday, October 15th, 2024.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 2 is the additions and deductions to the tax assessment rolls.
Move approval of the additions and deductions.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 3 is our public hearing. Our first public hearing is a notice to propose change in exemption status for the following: for the City of Lincoln, Great Plains Community Church, Cheney United Methodist Church, and the Hilltop Foundation.
Open it.
I will now open the public hearings. Do I need to list all of them? Are we good? The public hearings the county clerk said, those are the ones that are open.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please go ahead.
Corey Beatty with the County Assessor Register of Deeds Office. Good morning. So the first item on the agenda are the notices of proposed change in exemption status. We have 5 parcels that recently transferred ownership. We are recommending that the exemption under the previous owners be removed for that purpose. Any questions
Are
about
they,
that?
I mean, yeah, I guess I have a question because a couple of them are owned by the same entity, right? Or am I reading that
So,
wrong?
yeah, great observation there. What they've done is just change their organization name, so you will see under the next agenda item, the replacement of that exemption, just with that slight name change to the organization, so. So as they were previously, we're recommending removal of the exemption, and a couple of them will come back under the next agenda item to reinstate the exemption.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone else here to speak on any of the public hearings?
I'm Cindy Morris. I'm an officer of the Duncan Hilltop Foundation, and as was explained, the reason is just because of a name change. We had changed the articles of incorporation from the Hilltop Foundation to Duncan Hilltop Foundation, and I understand that that would result in the removal, and then I've applied for exemption under the new name, so happy to answer any questions you might have.
Just a lot of paperwork.
A cascade of events.
So their exemption will be removed and then immediately returned? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So first is the hearing on the notification of removal of the exemption. And then if you want me to address the other 3 and let you know what our recommendations are on those.
That'd be great.
Sure. Public hearing for item B, the 2024-451 exemption applications.
Do I need to be sworn in
And
again?
open the hearing for the 451 app?
You're still.
Am I still under oath? Thank you. Okay. So as previously mentioned, the Duncan Hilltop Foundation has reapplied under their new name, as well as the Great Plains Community Church of the Nazarene. So those 2 ultimately are just the exemptions are just transferring to the organization under their new name. So our recommendation would be approval for both of those for the 2024 tax year. Then the Meadow Lane Park Association, that is a new application this year. Have not applied before to my knowledge. Unfortunately, they missed the filing deadline of June 30, so they're not timely filed for 2024. Our recommendation is to deny the application, and we can work with them for the 2025 tax year.
What about the Cheney United Methodist Church? That wasn't one you referenced.
Not an application for them, is there? Yeah, they sold to a private individual,
Okay,
so that one is not, we don't have an application for them.
okay.
Yeah. So 2 recommendations for approval and then 1 for denial due to the untimely filing.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Is there anyone here to speak on the 451 exemption applications? You're fine. No one? Okay. We'll move down to the public hearing on the motor vehicle tax exemption applications then.
Item C, the following motor vehicle tax exemption applications for Christian Record Services Incorporated, Nebraska Crop Improvement Association, Hope Spoke, Sheridan Lutheran Church, People City Mission Home, Lincoln Cats Youth Group, Girl Scout Spirit of Nebraska, Tabitha Incorporated, St. Paul United Methodist Church, School Sisters of Christ the King, Resources for Human Development, Catholic Social Services, and Lutheran Family Services of Nebraska.
Here to speak on the motor vehicle tax exemption applications. Seeing none, we will go ahead and close all of the public hearings. Move on to public hearing action items.
Number 4, public hearing action items. Number 4A, the notices of proposed change in exemption status.
Move approval of item 4A.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve item 4A. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries. 4B, the 2024 451 exemption applications.
Move approval.
Second.
For the recommendation.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. We have a motion and a second to approve item 4B per the assessor's recommendations. Is there any further discussion?
That's what I meant to say.
Yep.
Exactly.
Hearing none, please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries. 4C, the motor vehicle motor vehicle tax exemption applications.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion and a second to the motor vehicle tax exemption applications. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries. Brings us to item 5, public comment.
Any members of the public wishing to speak on anything regarding Board of Equalization business? Not on the agenda. Saying none, please call the roll. Or saying none, please move to adjournment.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Motion carries.